Hey, have you ever seen something like this, or this? These weirdos are called trigonometric functions. After watching this video, you will learn how to deal with them. Let's talk about right triangle. What is the right triangle? It is a triangle with one angle of 90 degrees. Here it is. The sides of the triangle have different names. The longest side, opposite to the right angle, is called the hypotenuse. Let's label it as C. The other two sides are called the legs of the triangle. We label them as A and B. Let's consider an example. Solve this triangle. The right triangle has two legs of 6 and 8 meters. We need to find the hypotenuse. How do we do that? You have few seconds to think. We use the Pythagorean Theorem. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. C squared is equal to 6 squared, which is 36, plus 8 squared, which is 64. And we have total of 100. We take the square root of that and have C hypotenuse equal to 10. What if we know only one side of the right triangle and an angle? Here is an example. The hypotenuse of the right triangle is equal to 14, and an angle theta is equal to 30 degrees. We need to find the legs of the triangle. How do we do that? Here comes the trig functions. Before we proceed, I need you to remember the following phrase. So, ka, to, a. Ready? Let's get started. There are three trig functions you need to know: sine, cosine, and a tangent. Sine of an angle is equal to opposite to the angle leg over hypotenuse. It stands for so from the phrase we remembered. For our example, sine of 30 degrees is equal to A over 14. Cosine of an angle theta is equal to adjacent to the angle leg over hypotenuse. It stands for co of the phrase. In our case, cosine of 30 degrees is equal to B over 14. And finally, the tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite to the angle leg divided by the adjacent leg. And this stands for TOA. So, in our case, we have tangent of 30 degrees equal to A over B. We can find the values of trig functions from this table. Here they are. Sine of 30 degrees is equal to 1/2. Cosine of 30 degrees is equal to the square root of 3 over 2. And the tangent of 30 degrees is equal to the square root of 3 over 3. So what we have? Sine of 30 degrees, which is 1/2, is equal to A over 14. If we multiply both sides by 14, 14 and 14 cancels out on the right side of the equation, and we have A equal to 7. Let's go to cosine. Cosine of 30 degrees, which is square root of 3 over 2, equal to B over 14. Again, we multiply both sides by 14 and have B equal to 7 square root of 3. We solve the problem, and it appears that we don't need the tangent for this problem. Let's consider another example from physics. We have a force of 10 newtons, which makes an angle of 20 degrees with the horizon. We need to find horizontal and vertical components of this force. The vertical component is denoted as Fy, and the horizontal component is denoted as Fx. As we can see, 10 Newton is hypotenuse of the triangle. We need to find the values of legs Fx and Fy. We use sine of 20 degrees, which is around 0.34, and it is equal to Fy over 10. We multiply both sides by 10 and have Fy equal to 3.4 newtons. Now it's time for you to work. What is the value of Fx? For this, we use the cosine function. The cosine of 20 degrees is around 0.94, and it is equal to Fx over 10. We multiply both sides of this equation by 10 and have Fx equal to 0.9 newtons. That's it. Thank you for your attention, and if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe.